I'm Helen Bodell. I'm EAL segment manager at Twinkl, and I've got 9 years experience in secondary school. I was director of literacy and EAL and an English teacher. So I'm here today to talk to you about the vital role of TAs supporting pupils with EAL. I'm from the Twinkl EAL team, and we've also got a couple of people from the TA team in the call too. So the training today is loosely based around this resource, top tips for supporting pupils with English as an additional language. So you can get that resource. I can put it in the chat as well. It's well worth downloading, and it's just a really good visual that you can have either in your folders or as part of like a display. So that's worth having a look at. So in this session today, we're going to cover the role of the TA supporting primary and secondary EAL learners, working with a classroom teacher, use of technology, using home languages as a learning asset, pastoral and parental support, academic language, vocabulary and the use of visuals, one-to-one support provision, phonics and CPD opportunities. So who are learners of EAL? As many of you all know, EAL, English as an Additional Language, is commonly used as an umbrella term, and the Department of Education records a pupil as using EAL if they are exposed to a language at home that is known or believed to be other than English. So if a student's initially classified as an English as an Additional Language learner, when they enrol in school between the ages of 3 and 5, then their EAL status continues throughout their educational records. So these learners may be new to the country, they may have attended international schools, studied English previously, have no previous schooling experience, be second generation or even third generation immigrants, come from a country where English is an official language, be refugees or students are claiming asylum, or have been in and out of the UK education system. So as you can see, there's a large spectrum there, and that's why sometimes it's really important that you complete either learner profiles or you have a conversation at the beginning of the schooling life to find out what these additional needs might be and how you can support them best. That obviously won't just be down to you, that's obviously down to the EAL lead and admission staff as well. So the role of the TA supporting primary and secondary EAL learners, and how do these differ? So as the person supporting EAL learners inside and outside the classroom, you are at the forefront of removing barriers to learning and inclusion. Such a vital role and so important. And in primary and secondary, it might look a little bit different. So in primary, you may facilitate group work in class. These can be different groups. It might be in-class support, or it could be withdrawal. Withdrawal sessions may be used to pre-teach vocabulary, introduce difficult concepts, catch up with gaps in phonics, guided reason sessions, etc. One-to-one in class support might be needed with individual EAL learners. You may be facilitating contact with parents at home, providing pastoral support, especially with those that may have trauma. Often be the first point of contact for EAL learners. You'll track and monitor their progress and liaise with classroom teachers and promote the inclusion of pupils for whom English is an additional language. In secondary, it may look similar. However, you could also be used to be catching up with coursework or missing course knowledge, teaching study skills or running targeted revision sessions. You may work with the careers team to help support personal statement writing and further education applications. You'll support individual learners one-to-ones in class for a variety of subjects. Again, providing that pastoral support, which is so vital. Often being the first point of contact for the EAL learners around school and tracking and monitoring their progress, liaising with classroom teachers, heads of year and form tutors. So you might have a bigger group of staff that you may need to liaise with. So working with the classroom teachers. As a teaching assistant, you're often in a better position to empathise with a child's situation, as you've got more time to build a relationship and observe their learning progress and development. So any of these things might happen, you can have a read over those. So again, helping co-plan lessons, tracking the progress, regularly communicating with the class teachers so you're aware of the vocabulary or concepts to be covered, gathering that learner, family and educational background information to put on student profiles, providing small group work or one-to-one withdrawal. It's really important as well not to be afraid to ask what you should be covering, but to get that support from the class teacher so that you can provide the best support for those students. You may be assessing students' English language level, being a supportive hand in dealing with the EAL learners' behaviour, clarifying classroom expectations, particularly to those students that may have never had any schooling experience before. And utmost, and as all of you will do, is ensuring all learners of EAL feel comfortable and welcomed and included in the classroom. These are just some examples that we've seen in other schools, and also some examples of resources we've got on site. The younger learners language profile and the older learners language profile are really, really important, and they're in the middle there. And then there's an example of one on the left hand side, student profile. The All About Me booklet, which is really useful, brilliant for primary or secondary, and we've got different versions with different illustrations. And then the top there is another version of a student profile that can be used. Really important when working with a classroom teacher, because then everybody knows what their needs are, what languages they can speak, understand, write and read in, and any of their favourite things and their needs within the classroom. So pastoral support. An EAL learner's confidence will inevitably grow faster when they collaborate closely with a supportive teaching assistant who warmly greets them and shows them genuine interest in both the student and their progress. And that's why the TA role is so vital for these EAL learners. So pastoral support might look like the following things. You might ensure student names are pronounced correctly, introduce them to positive role models in your setting, show them basic classroom routines. This might look like word walls, visual lanyards, flashcards, instruction word mats. There might be displays. You'll model the correct use of language, communicate with parents and carers who may also be new to English, using school to home communication books, photographs of learners' work. You might use translation apps or iPads if you've got them. Key translated statements could be used to be printed out, and multilingual certificates to keep that praise going at home. You may also learn about their culture and their language and show a genuine interest in them as a person and as a student in the class. There's an example there as well of the EAL supporting parents and carers who are new to learn an English resource pack, which is really useful for showing how the school system in England works. It's got bits for parents' evening. It's got booklets in there for communicating with home. So it's a really useful one if you need to build on that in your setting. Another key part of your role might be the pre-teaching element. Pre-teaching might be vocabulary and also using visuals, which is really, really important with our EAL learners. Also known as front-loading vocabulary, this strategy introduces students to words that are essential to understanding the text they're about to read or the topic they're going to study. So that might look like sending words home. I don't know, say there's a topic on the Romans. The week before you might send, or a couple of weeks before, you might send some of this vocabulary home. You might have visuals or flashcards. You also might do the support in one-to-one sessions or in tutor time. Yeah, it says during lunch times, and that might be where appropriate. You don't want to overload these students, but also, yeah, further supported at home. So we're going to ensure vocabulary is taught in context as opposed to standalone words, and that students are given a variety of different ways to practice this new language. And this is going to help learners access the upcoming in-class tasks with a level of prior knowledge. Works really well in things like science as well, where some of the vocabulary might be difficult or might be scientific vocabulary. And if they've got that prior knowledge and they know what's coming, then they might have a better understanding and can learn quicker in the classroom. So visuals are really key. Flashcards, word mats, visual organisers, visual word banks are brilliant. Word walls, magpie booklets. We've got some brilliant ones where we've got 2 columns where you can add in the vocabulary, and if it's in a secondary setting, they could be taking that to every class and every lesson and adding to those multilingual glossaries. Also using the home languages, so you can have English and their home language. So that's really important. They can discuss that learning at home then as well. Translated and dual language material is really important. We've got dual language material on site in over 19 languages, and we're always looking to add new languages. So if there's anything you can't see on site that you would like to request, then it's really easy to put a request in, or you can email and I'll look into that for you. Interactive games are really important too. Just makes learning more fun, and if you're having fun learning, then you're definitely going to learn better. So things like bingo, dominoes, noughts and crosses, guess the word, taboo, match up activities can all be used to pre-teach vocabulary and pre-teach concepts that you're going to be learning about in the next few weeks or the next term, for example. Some examples of those resources are there. So you can see the different visual resources that we've got and that we've found in other school settings. So vocabulary word maps with the visuals, word maps, the Magpie vocabulary book in the middle there, the dominoes games, we've got a range of games, and then some of the visual word map and flashcards there too. Okay, another important aspect is using technology with the EAL learners. And there is so much technology coming out, it's ever changing all the time. Some of the trusted ones that we've come across and we've used in schools ourselves are on the screen there. So we've got translation tools and online dictionaries. I find DeepL to be the best one, but all of those have been tried and tested. So Google Translate, Bing Translate, Say Hi app, Microsoft Translator is brilliant for translating like pages of text, and you can do letters and things in a range of different languages. We've got reading pens there that can be used in GCSE exam situations if you're a secondary TA, as long as it's their usual way of working and they use them leading up to the exam and it's their usual way of working for the whole year, then they can be used in the exam. We've got recordable buttons, so you can record and play back sound with battery powered recordable buttons, great for practicing pronunciation and hearing language out loud. Some of these could be used by yourselves if you load them with different pre-teaching vocabulary, and then they can be pressing them in the sessions. We've also got online text modifiers, so these allow an easy manipulation of longer, more complex texts. So they might highlight the key vocabulary, provide synonyms, create child-friendly definitions, reduce text to more readable amount, or create accompanying understanding tasks. So some of those might be Rewordify, Diffit, and then our Twinkl AI ARI assistant that we've got online can also do that for you. So it's worth having a play and having a go with those. And finally, we've got phonics. So phonics check phonics knowledge and plan support in order to fill in any gaps. So according to the Rose report in 2006, prioritising speaking, listening and strengthening English comprehension is crucial before introducing phonics. For early stage EAL learners in Band A, you can avoid additional phonics sessions initially. That's really, really important. We get a lot of questions in our Facebook group asking about phonics sessions and asking whether phonics should be used or not with EAL learners. And it is important for those children probably in Band B and above. So for those children in Band A, such intervention becomes relevant once they've some grasp of English oracy. So initially there should be a focus on building a strong vocabulary foundation and phonemic awareness first. So once you've done that, then it's something that phonics can be built upon. You've also got sometimes the issue if you're using it with secondary students or older learners, that the resources are age appropriate and that the visuals are age appropriate as well. So you provide individual or small group phonics instruction for children in Band B and above, and you can teach children word comprehension, sentence construction and inference in your one-to-one sessions or withdrawal sessions. Supporting older EAL learners is also really important, including those in the secondary phase, in developing those literacy skills. Some may benefit from short-term, culturally relevant phonics instruction, and as I said before, using age-appropriate resources is really, really important. And with the literacy skills, using things like the online text modifiers, the translation tools, and the reading pens, they all come in useful when you're trying to teach those literacy skills to those students.